Welcome everybody. This is Guy from Let's Make Data Fun. In the past 4 weeks I've been showing you guys how to make dashboards using Datadek, visualizing data in a funny way, which worked very well. Very good. We did something about beer, that one. Did something about Pokemon, but this week we're going to do something with wine. But we're not only going to visualize it because I already prepared the dashboard for you guys. Today I want to show you the true story behind the data. We're going to ask questions. We're going to look at the dashboard and we're going to try to figure out what's really been going on, finding the true story behind your information. So let's get started. So this is the dashboard I created for you guys today. The dashboard is based on 150,000 different records on wine. In the first widget you can see that the US is the main supplier of wine. They have the most wineries in the world, followed by Italy and France, who are number 2 and number 3. After that you see Spain, Chile, Argentina, which also have a lot of good wines, to be honest. After that I created a second widget which shows you average pricing per country. As you can see, England is very expensive, followed by France, Hungary, Luxembourg, Germany, Italy. This is a chart that shows scoring versus price. All these wines are rated in the data. So you can score a maximum number of 100, and the lowest of course is a 0. Nobody has that though, which is a good sign. And as you can see, the quality of this top 25 is very similar. You can see England peaking a bit here with 92.9 almost. And after that, followed by Austria, France, and Germany with 89s, 88s. It's all kind of similar, to be honest. The red line you can see in this chart is the average price of a bottle of wine. And as you can see, England scores very high, but England is also very expensive with an average price of $47.50, followed by Austria, which is kind of low compared to the quality again. And here at the bottom you can see, for example, India, which has good quality wine, it says, for only almost $14, which is really cheap. And as you can see, this red line here, for example, Morocco, also high quality wine, low pricing. France, seen as the more expensive wines. Hungary as well, which is kind of strange, to be honest, because Hungary is a cheaper country in Europe. So now we have this dashboard. It's time to really understand what's going on, finding the true story here, and figuring out what's really going on, and zooming in and diving into our data. So the first question I prepare for you guys is, what wine has the highest score? So what is the best wine in this whole database? In this case, we're gonna create a new widget, a chart based on my wine table. And as you can see, we open up the widget editor here. So I want to have score, right? I want to find the highest number, which probably would be 100. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, the maximum score is 100. So in this case, I know that I need to look for wines that come with that score. So let's put that one in there. Winery. Just want to have variety. What type of wine it is. Let's sort this on our score from high to low. Now it's loading all the data. So here you go. Maybe it's interesting to add the price so we can see how much these wines are. I guess they're not that cheap. So let's see, to just give you an idea or a sample of how this works. So here you go. We have a few wines that have 100 score, starting with a Chateau Haut-Brion, which is from Bordeaux, $848, which is really expensive. Well, for me that's expensive. Number 2 here is actually more affordable, $100, and number 3 is even $65, which would be good value for money, I would say. So yeah, this is the way you create this widget. And this is automatically our first answer for the first question. So let me save this and add it to the dashboard. Okay, for the second question, what is the cheapest wine? Let's do something similar here. Selecting the same thing. Let me start by typing this in here. Cheapest wine. Again, we want to find the lowest price in this case. So we have to find the lowest one, which is minimal. So as we can see, the lowest price in the table found is $4. Again, we want to have these kind of categories added there. And in this case, what I want to do is actually I want to filter out all the other wines. I just want to have a list of the cheapest wines. It's a slightly different way of doing it. So I add filter here, and I will say equal to 4, because I just learned that the lowest price is $4. So in this case, I get a quick overview of our wine. Let me see. Let's add score in here as well. I'm pretty curious, like how good they are. Maybe even filter on score, so you have the best wine at the top. As you can see, this Bandit Winery. Let's see, what type of wine is that? This is a lot going on for this Merlot. It's a Merlot red wine from the Bandit Winery with a score of 86 for only $4. Very, very interesting to find this answer this easily. So let's save it. So for my final question, I want to understand why England is scoring so high and why their prices of wine are so high. I'm really curious. If you see this chart here, score versus price, you can see England as number 1, scoring, but also pricing. The average is $47 for one bottle of wine, and they almost score 93 points on quality, which is amazing. So let's have a quick look and let's see what we can find. Let's add a new widget based on our current table. England zoomed in. Here we go. I'm just gonna make a quick table. I want to have a few things here. So I want to start with my country. Here we go. And I just want to say England only. I want to see what's going on right there. So I'm adding a filter. So now all the data that we're looking at is based on England. I want to see price. I want to see score. But I also would like to see variety. So what type of wine is it? I want to know the winery, and let's go crazy. I also want to see the description because I want to know and understand what type of wine we're talking about here. So as you can see in the variety, you can see that they create Chardonnay and sparkling wine, which are all white wines based on sparkles. So talk about Brut, champagne style of wine, and as you can see here in the description, apple flavored, so cider style, different than a normal white wine, also different in pricing. So this is probably the reason why prices are much higher for these kind of wines, because these wines are simply more expensive. Some people don't even see them as wine. So this is really the reason why these wines are more expensive. England doesn't have the perfect climate for growing grapes. So because of the rarity, probably price will be higher as well. People in England seem and intend to like sparkly stuff, which is good, and that's what we see in the score. I saw here Ridgeview Estate a few times in the different types of wineries. So I checked out their website, And I saw the award website as well. And look at this page. It's really impressive. They score gold awards, silver awards for their sparkly wines, and they've been doing this for 15 years, and they're super successful. I want to mention this is not a sponsored post for them, but yeah, it's really really impressive. They do a really good job making some high quality wine. So yeah, this is the way you find out what's really going on with your data, understanding the true story of information, and figuring out what is going on in England. So that was it for today, guys. Thanks for watching my video. If you made it all the way to the end, make sure to subscribe by clicking this button. And I'll see you guys next week.